And in this video, I want to show how straightforward assessing inherent risk is. So I've imported a project into Contingency Estimator, and how to import is a very simple process and the subject of a separate video. So I open the project and I've been pre-populating some of this, but here's a short part of the estimate, which is as it was imported. You notice there is the description. You might have item numbers in here as well, unit, and then here's the estimate of the quantities, here's an estimate of the rates and the total. What is missing is the bandwidth of best case and worst case. Now, when undertaking a review of these numbers, it's important that it's a workshop environment and you get a cross-section of ideas. Obviously, the estimator would be a participant, but designer, project manager, client is the normal group. It's a relatively small workshop. One of the biggest benefits of going through this process is for the team to inquire as to where did the numbers come from, what's the background, and to explore whether this thing's missing. Many times the estimator doesn't have sufficient information to pick up all the data, and that discussion is key. Often the project manager will be well aware of changes which are very recent and others would not be aware of them. So that discussion is really key. And then when I've got them, we can turn around and say, okay, well, what's the quantity of headways? There may only be 4, but it won't be any more than 5. The price could be as low as 4,500. It could go as high as 6,000. Because there's the tip fees are increasing to get rid of that material. Install RCP pipe. Could be a little bit less than that. More likely to be more. And we've got some reasonable rates on that, so we don't think there'll be a big bandwidth. But hang on a second, we may require some 36-inch as well, because of we're going to have to go around some trees or whatever. So I can quickly add a new item here. Install 36-inch RCP. It's probably going to be about 50, so maybe as low as 45, 50, could be as much as 60. The price is not going to be a lot different to the 48-inch, probably about 220, 230, and 250. Install concrete channel, we'll fly through these. 25, 30, no, I'll make that 40. RCP pipe extension 1.5. These really aren't going to be much different. Could go to 2, I guess. And that could actually be as much as 25,000. Oops, not 250,000. We definitely only have one of these, and probably about 1,900 to 2,200. So we've had the discussion. We're comfortable with the amount of drainage that's required, and we've got the range that we expect. Before moving on, it's always worthwhile just doing a quick simulation just to make sure everything stacks up, and also to get a feel for the numbers. And we basically have 2 reports. Histogram. So there's the total of our most likely 159,000 with a likely contingency at P50 of 9,000, a P90 of 18,000. If I go to another very useful report, if I get more, this is the tornado diagram, if I get more information on installing concrete channel, that's the one driving the bottom line, so that should be where my focus is. I can run that, go to track work, etc., etc., and then I can run a simulation for the whole project. And come up with a similar histogram or reports as for the group. I won't do that because we'll save time. What you can do is check the import, the data, and obviously make amendments. Some organisations require different levels than P90, so you can select whichever level you like in here. And equally, you can run more iterations as you require. And that's how easy it is to run and assess contingency for inherent risk. Clearly, as work starts to be undertaken, you can put real numbers in here, run a simulation for the project once more, and quickly assess what the updated forecast end cost will be. Very simple process. Once the data's in, it can be basically managed by anybody in the project cycle, going forward from initial concept phase right the way through to finalization, which makes it very much about managing contingency rather than just estimating. That's it for now.